Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is June 4th, 2019. And now the News at Noon.
From the Cortez Journal, the National Weather Service on Monday issued a flood advisory for the Mancos River until Thursday evening because of increasing snowmelt in the San Juan Mountains. Warm weather in southwest Colorado will continue to increase runoff, the Weather Service said, and river flows will remain at or slightly above the top of the riverbank through the week. Minor flooding is possible in lowland sections of the river. At 7 a.m. Monday, the river was flowing 5.3 feet deep. The Weather Service said bank full stage is 5 feet and flood stage is 6 feet.
From the Journal, Photo Dolores River boating advocates. More on the water situation. Whitewater rafting flows below McPhee Dam are continuing thanks to increasing snowmelt. The current snowtail average snowpack for southwest Colorado is now above 1,000% above average. An 18-day boating release is scheduled from June 6th through the 23rd, reports the Dolores Water Conservancy District. Flows will jump to 800 cubic feet per second beginning Thursday and then ramp up to 1,200 CFS by Friday. Flows could reach 2,000 CFS depending on inflow into McPhee Reservoir. A previous 10-day release for boaters was timed over the Memorial Day weekend and accommodated fish surveys by Colorado Parks and Wildlife. The flows were briefly lowered to 400 CFS and then began to ramp up again this week. Based on the margin of error in current inflow forecasts, it's possible there will be an additional rafting days past June 23rd. Managers have confirmed the McPhee Reservoir will fill and irrigators will receive their full allocation this year. Snowfall that came in at 144% of normal this winter is hanging on at high elevations because of cooler temperatures, but the recent warming spell has triggered rapid snowmelt into the Dolores River and reservoir. Runoff beyond the capacity of 380,000 acre-foot reservoir is released for downstream recreational and ecological benefits below the dam. The 97-mile stretch for the Dolores River from Bradfield Bridge to Bedrock is sought by boaters for its challenging rapids and remote Red Rock Canyon wilderness. No permit is required to boat the Dolores River, but there are river regulations. The 3 to 5 day Slick Rock to Bedrock section through winding Slick Rock Canyon offers a pristine river running experience. The 18-mile one-day Ponderosa Gorge has convenient access and is accessed via the Bradfield Bridge on the San Juan National Forest. Downstream of the gorge is expert Snaggletooth Rapid, especially notorious for drenching boaters and occasionally flipping boats. A road along the river access from Dove Creek is a popular spot to spend the day watching boaters negotiate the wild hydraulics created by the rapid's fangs. The Bureau of Land Management will have rangers assisting boaters on the river and directing traffic and put-ins and takeouts, said Ranger David Saunders. Portable toilets will be set up at the BLM's Gypsum Valley put-in. A private access point at Slick Rock will be open with a small fee for parking.
And now even more information on the flooding situation. From the Cortez Journal, get ready for some high flows and potential flooding on the streams and rivers around southwest Colorado as temperatures heat up after one of the largest snowpacks in recent history this winter. As Kendra said, spring runoff and river levels so far have been tempered by cool temperatures during most of the month of May. But all that changed in the past couple of days as higher temperatures hit southwest Colorado, causing rivers and streams to surge. The Animas River, for instance, was at about 1,500 cubic feet per second Saturday. On Monday, just 2 days later, the Animas hit 4,000 CFS and is expected to keep rising. By the end of the week, the Colorado River Basin Forecast Prediction Center is calling for the Animas to hit nearly 7,000 CFS. The Animas River usually hits a peak flow of about 4,700 CFS in early June at the height of spring runoff. Predicting river flows is a finicky art, said Greg Smith, a hydrologist with the Colorado River Basin Forecast Center, with cloud cover nuances in temperatures and incoming storms influencing snowmelt. And if the Animas does reach 7,000 CFS, it would mark the largest peak since 2005 in the April to July snowmelt window, when the river hit 8,070 CFS on May 26th. The last big winter year was in 2015 when the Animas peaked at 6,210 CFS on June 12th.
Reported in the Durango Herald, Photo, Homeland Security, FEMA. A temporary radar system was installed last week north of Durango to help track storms that might cause flooding from the 416 fire burn scar. The system is the same equipment that was brought in and placed atop Missionary Ridge last year, a few months after the fire, when floods hit homes around Hermosa. As we experienced last year, having that radar on Missionary Ridge gave us a vantage point to see those storms moving into the 416 area, said Butch Knowlton, director of La Plata County's Office of Emergency Management. It's vitally important to us. The Four Corners has long been known as a blind spot when it comes to weather and radar modeling, as major hubs in Albuquerque, Grand Junction, and Flagstaff, Arizona take in data at elevations too high to accurately hone in on areas around Durango. In Grand Junction, for instance, the radar system on Grand Mesa can't pick up storms that come into the Four Corners at elevations below 28,000 feet, which causes weather forecasters to miss a good amount of incoming storms. For years, there has been a desire to bring a radar system to the region, but the need became critical after the 416 fire last summer created flood danger when storms hit the fire's burn scar. Knowlton said having that technology gives emergency responders a leg up, allowing sheriff's deputies or crews with the county's road and bridge department to respond to an impacted area more quickly. Megan Graham, spokeswoman for La Plata County, said the temporary weather station will be left atop Missionary Ridge until the end of September, thanks to funding from the state of Colorado's Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. The project is a partnership between the Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, the Colorado Water Conservation Board, and the University of Oklahoma. The temporary station will also serve as a necessary short-term solution to picking up forecasting blind spots while officials work on securing a permanent radar system. Recently, an ideal spot was selected for the station that would not only benefit Durango, but also vast swaths of the Four Corners, Knowlton said. The landowner is excited, Graham added, and all sides are working on a negotiation for a contract. There's no set timeline when the process will be complete.
According to the Durango Herald, posing as heroin users seeking help, researchers contacted hundreds of treatment clinics in the United States with the highest overdose death rates. In the states with the highest overdose death rates, the secret shoppers were denied appointments much of the time, especially if they said they were insured through Medicaid. The study revealed other roadblocks, high fees, and a government website riddled with wrong phone numbers. Finding a doctor can be tough for anyone, but for those fighting addiction, motivation can be fleeting. Every day without treatment can lead to a deadly overdose, said co-author Dr. Michael Barnett of the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Families know the problems well, said Jessica Holsey. Jessica Holsey Nickel, founder of the advocacy group Addiction Policy Forum. She called the Medicaid disparity very concerning. Nearly 4 in 10 non-elderly adults with opioid addiction are covered by Medicaid, the federal state insurance program for low-income patients. 2 researchers made the calls following a script that cast them as 30-year-old heroin users. Callers tried reaching 546 prescribers with working numbers listed on a government website, which also included hundreds of outdated contacts. They made calls during 2018 to prescribers in Massachusetts, Ohio, Maryland, West Virginia, New Hampshire, and the District of Columbia. They were unable to reach schedulers for 77 of the prescribers after 3 tries. If callers said they would pay cash, 38% were told no appointments were available. But 46% were denied appointments when they said they were on Medicaid. The callers canceled any appointments they'd made successfully by the end of each call. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The weather being so warm is melting off that huge snowpack quite quickly, as we've already reported on, and there is that flood warning in Mancos still. Today, locally, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms exists for the afternoon. However, it'll be mostly sunny with a high near 76 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming north-northwest in the afternoon. Then tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 49. Northeast winds remain around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And still into Wednesday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms is possible for the afternoon again. Mostly sunny with a high near 75. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. And Wednesday night, a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms happens before 9 p.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 48. Those east winds continue at 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south by the evening. And again for Thursday, we warm up a little more with a 10% slight chance of showers and thunderstorms coming in through the afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high near 79 degrees with light east winds continuing. Thursday night, partly cloudy and a low to 51. Friday, sunny with a high near 79. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 50. And a good hot weekend on tap. Saturday, sunny with a high near 79. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 46. Sunday, sunny with a high near 75. And Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 48. And now back to the news.
From the Durango Herald, Colorado's second oldest fish hatchery is finally recovering from last year's drought conditions. In southwest Colorado, 2017-18 was the second lowest water year in recorded history, which had ripple effects on communities across the region. The Durango Fish Hatchery Morning said was not spared. The hatchery, located at 151 East 16th Street, receives its water from 3 natural springs along the Animas River Trail. Normal spring summer flows bring about 1,600 gallons a minute into the hatchery. Last year, however, the springs peaked at about 500 to 600 gallons a minute, forcing hatchery managers to make some tough decisions. The Durango Fish Hatchery raises and stocks about 135 catchable rainbow trout and about 1.3 million juvenile fish throughout southwest Colorado each year, but the amount of available water has an influence on how many fish can be raised. With less available water last year, hatchery managers stocked fish in streams and rivers earlier than normal, which means the fish were younger and not as large, reducing their chance for survival. In some cases, typically reliable waterways, such as the Piedra River, were too low to support new fish. Then, in July 2018, one of the biggest waterways the hatchery stocks, the Animas River, was taken off the list of viable waters after flooding and debris flow from the monsoon rains on the 416 fire burn scar killed nearly all fish in the river. But conditions started to change for the better around mid-December after early season snow started to replenish the hatchery's springs, allowing the hatchery to restock fish eggs. As of Monday, they said the springs are up to their max inflow at around 1,600 gallons a minute, and as a result, fish populations are back up to normal numbers, and stocking is going well this year.
Reported in the Durango Herald, Governor Jared Polis on Monday signed a law to protect citizens and news outlets from lawsuits that seek to curb their free speech rights. Colorado joins nearly 30 states that have adopted measures to curb what are called strategic lawsuits against public participation. Witnesses testified during the legislative session about how they'd been sued for libel or slander simply for exercising their First Amendment rights. The new law allows a citizen to seek an immediate stay of such a lawsuit by arguing it's motivated by the citizen's exercise of First Amendment rights. A higher court can order immediate dismissal of the lawsuit, and plaintiffs can be held liable for court costs and attorneys' fees. Democratic Representatives Lisa Cutter and Shannon Byrd and Senator Michael Foote sponsored the bill, which was modeled after a long-standing California statute that is considered one of the nation's toughest. Quote, "These lawsuits are an abuse of our judicial system to threaten people and instill fear in them," Cutter said in a statement. Polis also signed a bill to create a media literacy advisory panel in the state education department to study how to educate Colorado students about the role of the news media. The panel will report to lawmakers on the possible introduction of media literacy studies in public schools.
From the Cortez Journal, the Cortez Adult Education Center held its first GED graduation ceremony last Tuesday. The center celebrated the accomplishments of 5 GED graduates and 2 new U.S. citizens at the ceremony, which was held at the Osprey Building along North Park Street. The Cortez Adult Education Center is part of the Durango Adult Education Center and aims to increase access to higher wage careers and social and economic mobility through its post-secondary educational programming.
Reported in the Durango Herald, renters living in uninhabitable conditions or facing eviction have more protections after the Colorado legislature and governor approved bills that could help prevent people from losing their homes. The measures will likely be most effective for tenants who have a one-time emergency or conflict with their landlord, not those facing chronic conflict or financial trouble, housing experts said. Quote, the people that those bills are going to help the most are on the edge of housing instability, said Elena Wilkin, Housing Colorado's executive director. None of the measures are grand sweeping changes, but they do address some common complaints among tenants, said Lindsay Marshall, managing attorney of the Durango Office of Colorado for Colorado Legal Services, a statewide nonprofit. Tenants will have more time to pay rent or fix lease violations before a landlord can start the legal process to evict them under House Bill 19-1118, Marshall said. Previously, if a tenant was late with rent or had violated the lease in a minor way, a landlord could start the eviction process after giving the tenant 3 days' notice. That has been extended to 10 days, she said. She expects the longer window will help keep residents in their homes by giving them time to apply for rental assistance. The legislature also passed HB 19-1170 to update the laws governing a home's habitability, which can be the source of major conflict between landlords and tenants, experts said. When a home is leaking, a sewer line is backed up, or other critical services are not working, and landlords don't take prompt action, tenants can get mad and withhold rent, said Laura Zeitler with Housing Solutions for the Southwest. It snowballs and then they lose their house, she said of tenants. Under the new law, tenants can withhold rent to cover the cost of necessary repairs under certain conditions if they give their landlord notice, the bill says. However, the law is untested and it could still be risky for tenants to withhold rent, especially without a full understanding of the rules, Marshall said. When major problems arise, tenants now have more flexibility under the law about how to notify their landlords. Previously, tenants had to send their landlords certified or hand-delivered letters about violations of the habitability rules to hold their landlord accountable. Now tenants can send landlords text messages or other electronic notification about violations and are legally entitled to receive a response within 24 hours, according to the law. Mold in a home, a major complaint among tenants, was also added to the list of problems that must be remedied by a landlord under the state's requirements for habitability, Marshall said. Previously, it only had to be fixed if it posed an immediate health concern. Even under the new rules and timeframes, if a tenant and landlord have a conflict arising from violations of the lease, it's unlikely to change the ultimate outcome, she said. Fostering the communication between the parties is something that could go a long way.
According to the Cortez Journal, supporting young farmers to grow food destined for the dinner tables of underserved populations sounds like a win-win for all involved, but can it work realistically and financially? An effort is afoot to find out. Recently, a partnership has formed between the Good Food Collective, High Pine Produce in Mancos, the Rosen and Perry Ranch, and Durango local philanthropist Tom Buffalo to test the waters of an innovative social enterprise farming project. The goal: provide young farmers with the opportunity for a fair, steady income while at the same time delivering fresh, healthful foods to insecure populations. The obvious challenge, said Good Food Collective Director Rachel Landis, is to keep operational costs low to serve low-income individuals and families, and it appears the answer lies in a consortium of grant writing, volunteer time, tax deductions, and nifty nonprofit finagling. In Colorado, 1 in 6 people is food insecure, meaning they don't know where their next meal is coming from. Landis said in La Plata County, 1 in 8 people is food insecure, including 1 in 4 children.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. This Saturday, June 8th, the Dove Creek Annual Spring Cleanup Day runs from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the town of Dove Creek residents only. It'll run until the dumpsters are full. Trash dumpsters are at the town yard at 505 West 4th Street, and certain items are not accepted, and tree limbs will be accepted over at the limb pile. There's also a dumpster for scrap metal items only on the west side of the town office, sponsored by the Community Voice. The following weekend, the annual community yard sale is held at the Pioneer Center Center in Dove Creek on June 15th. No clothes or electronics donations of yard sale items are accepted until June 14th. All proceeds benefit the Dolores County Senior Services. The yard sale is at the Pioneer Center, 8540 Road 7.2, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. They'll also be selling hot dogs, chips, and a soda for $3. So swing by and check it out. There may be something there you just can't live without. And a week from Wednesday, June 12th, from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Region 9 and the DCDC are hosting an economic development workshop held at the DC RAC Haus. Topics include opportunity zones, enterprise zones, business loan funding, data and technical assistance, and more. Breakfast and coffee are provided with your RSVP, so send that to Steph, STEPH, at scan.org, or call them at 970-247-9621. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, you can contact us, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Please be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area. And of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.